Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna. Today I'm going to show you how to repress eyeshadows without using any alcohol or any mixing medium. I'm just using eyeshadows. I have a little container that I can use in between, and then I only need a tissue, and that's all. So you don't need any liquids or, any binders or anything. And it's a very fast and very easy way on how to repress them. So I'm going to show it to you today, and I'm going to use this little palette here as an example because in my eyeshadow palette collection declutter video, I told you that I'm going to change up the metallics in here because I don't like the quality of these. So I'm going to switch these up with some other eyeshadows from my Juvia's Place DUPES palette. So these are the eyeshadows I want to repress into these little containers. So I'm also going to show you how to repress eyeshadows in different containers with different sizes, and you don't always have to have something that fits it perfectly to repress them. So now let's hop right into it. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to depot these little eyeshadows here, and the only thing that I'm doing is that I scrape them out and then put them in a different container just in between, and then I put something else in here. So let's start with just scraping these little eyeshadows here out. I just have a little tissue here that we're going to use, and then I also have this little depotting tool here, but you wouldn't need something like it. I would say a spoon would also work. Maybe a very, not a very sharp knife could also work, but I would be careful with that. So I would just go with a spoon or with a depotting tool like this. And then I'm just starting by scraping them out and then putting them on this tissue here. So these are the two eyeshadow palettes that I want to pull some eyeshadows out and repress them into here. And the first shade I know I want to get into here is this one. I now just have to decide which shade should go where because there are bigger pans and smaller pans. So I know that I want to take something from this shade here because it's this beautiful duochrome topper, this one here, and I love pairing these two together. And then I think I also want to have this one in here because I feel like it's a beautiful, easy, on-the-go lid shade. And then from this palette here, I'm not a big fan of the formula in here. I only want to have one eyeshadow from here, and it's the Brow Bone Highlight, this shade here. So I feel like from the Brow Bone Highlight, I wouldn't need a lot. So I'm definitely going to repress it into the tiny pan here in the right-hand corner. And then I think from this one here, I want to take a bigger pan. And maybe also from this one here or from this one. The other thing is I feel like I could get two eyeshadows in one big pan as well because they both are very light. So maybe if I could put them in half and half. I've never done that, so I don't know if that would work. No, I think it's better to have just one shade in one pan and then just have a more thin layer. So I think I'm starting with this eyeshadow here. And I think this one will go in this pan here. So what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to scrape on the top. And just remove a tiny amount at a time because you want to already just, get it into little tiny pieces so that you don't have to do it afterwards. So just do it while you're scraping it off here. Okay, I think that's enough at first because I don't want to get everything out. I want to leave some eyeshadow in here. So I think I'm going to put something underneath. I hope that you can see everything. Now I'm just taking it and I'm trying to get it into this little pan here. So what I usually do is that I at first press the first layer down and then see if I want to take some more product out into this pan. So now I'm just trying to, just have it evenly in the pan and also disturbing it a bit more while I'm doing that. And then I'm starting to press it down with the depotting tool. Now I'm just taking a thin layer from a tissue and I'm starting to press it with my finger. Now you can see it's already pretty flat in the pan. And now I'm just going to add a bit more product. So as you can see, it's looking pretty good. So I have just pressed it down with my finger and it's pretty good sticking to the bottom. So you just have to make sure that it's evenly in the pan and that you have enough pressure in your finger. So really press it really good down so that it sticks to the bottom. But I feel like it's really looking good. Now I'm also going to press down the shade that is left in the pan a bit, just because there are some tiny bits flaking around here. And that's it, looking good. So I would say we will continue with this one here. Now I think because there is so much left in this one here, I'm going to repress this one in the next bigger pan. And it's looking good. I think that's enough in this pan. I have gotten a bit more out at first, so maybe I add just a tiny bit more. So this is what we're looking like. I hope that you can see it. It's looking pretty good. And also it feels sturdy, so I feel good about it. I think it's going to work this way. So now I have to decide where to put the last shade from the Juvia's Place palette, this shade here, the iridescent one. I think I'm going to put the iridescent one in here because I paired with this one so much. And then here I'm going to put the brow bone highlight from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. So as you can see, metallics and shimmer shades are just very easy to press down if they are a bit disturbed. So I will continue with this shade here now. Okay, now because this is here in the middle, I just try to scoop it onto my depotting tool and put it in here. So my camera cut off and I don't know exactly where, but I've just put the iridescent shade into this pan here. And now I'm starting to disturb it a bit more and then press it down. So as you can see, this is what the Juvia's Place eyeshadow is looking like. And also the other ones. I feel like they are looking pretty good. Not as if I have done something to them. Maybe on this one you can see it. But I feel like, I mean, I don't care because I just use them more if I have them in more palettes. I love these 3 shades here, and I feel like if I could ever use up this entire eyeshadow, I would be so proud of it because I like it very much. So I feel like that would be so cool, and now it's kind of doable. So I'm happy with this one here. I mean, it looks pretty much the same as before. It's just a tiny bit less eyeshadow in here. And now let's take a look at the other one. And this is what my Makeup Revolution palette is looking like. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you what it's called. This is the Black Pearl palette. It's this tiny guy. I love the mattes in here. It's so good for me for everyday use because I use cool tones pretty much every day. And now I do have some great shimmers in here to accompany them. And I'm really happy with it. So now let's get the last eyeshadow in here, the Brow Bone highlight. So I'm just doing the same thing as before. I'm just scraping it out and getting it into this little pan here. But because I don't want to keep this palette, I don't have to be careful because I just can take out everything. Now we just do have a very thin layer in here, and because I'm going to declutter the palette afterwards, I want to get everything in here that I can. So I'm just repressing the whole eyeshadow into this pan. And now we're done. That's it. That's my new little palette. The repressing process is finished. That's all. You just have to press it down and that's it. And now you can use it. So I'm just going to swatch it so that you can see that they are perfectly intact here. What I love about this technique is that when you repress it dry, you can immediately use these eyeshadows, and that's great. And that's it. You can see they work perfectly well. They're stuck into this little palette here. I'm so happy with it. Let's just make a last test. Just wiggle it. Nothing comes out, so I feel like we've done a great job here. So it's a very easy way, and as you could see, you just need a little tissue and maybe a depotting tool, but even that is optional, I would say. So it's very easy to do. And if you do have an eyeshadow palette with some shades in there that you don't enjoy anymore, that you don't like to use, that are bad quality or that dried up, just scrape them out and put something else in there if you want to. So don't be afraid of trying it out. It's really a lot of fun. You can see it gets a bit messy, but that's all. You can clean that up later, and then you have a pretty much new eyeshadow palette. I feel so excited for this little guy now because it feels so new and exciting now. So if you have a lot of eyeshadow and you just want to have a bit of fun and play around, then I feel like something like this is a great little exercise. And yes, it's really a lot of fun, so go try it out if you want to. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and let me know if you want to see any other content like this. If there's something that you would like to know or see me doing, I could absolutely do that. If you want to see a bit more eyeshadow content and other project panning stuff and things and a lot of single eyeshadow stuff, then please hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. And I'm going to see you in my next videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all the most beautiful day.